Today it's my birthday, and I was super excited about the party and inviting my friends over. I was having a lot of fun with my friends. My mom called us down for the cake and ice cream. Then I could open my present after the cake. I had a huge gift from my mom and dad. They told me to open it last. I opened up my presents from my friends and got pretty cool things like gift cards to my favorite stores at the mall. I got super excited when it's time to open a big present. I opened it and I couldn't believe what it was. It was a doll that was 4 feet tall. I hate dolls more than anything. They freaked me out. I didn't want to hurt their feelings because it was a really expensive gift. When my friends left except my best friend, he was staying the night. I asked my mom why she got it. She replied, "I thought you would like this doll, but I'm sorry we can't take it back." She sighed after she said that, so I just told her I would keep it. She was happy after that. My friend Josh thought it was hilarious that I got a doll for my birthday. So he took it out from the box and dropped it. He swore it was an accident, but I didn't believe him. When my parents went to bed, Josh and I stayed up. It was 2 in the morning when I finally fell asleep. I woke up to the doll laying next to me. I jumped because it surprised me, but I didn't really think anything of it because Josh does pranks to me all the time. Josh woke up when I jumped and asked me what was wrong. I replied back with, "Oh, I think you know what is wrong." And he answered that he didn't know what I was talking about. I didn't believe him at first, but I got worried when he looked worried. I left that doll at home and went to his house to stay the night. We were mostly talking about the doll my parents got me. It was creepy because as we were talking about the doll, the power went out. Josh and I were home alone because his parents were at the movies. We were really scared because we heard footsteps coming upstairs. He texted his friends. They never read the message since we were at home. Josh told me to get into the closet and we could hide in there. We heard the door to his room open. Then, just as the closet door was about to open, Josh's parents walked in the front of the door and ran upstairs. They yelled at Josh for making them come home from the movie. We told them someone was in the house, but nothing was in there, except for the doll laying on the ground. Josh told me that we had to get rid of the doll. I asked him how we could get rid of it. He told me to follow him. I followed. He grabbed the doll from me and threw it away in the dumpster. We went back inside and played video games for a while. We decided to get a snack from the kitchen. We got some chips and drink. We went back into the living room. In the seat where I was sitting, the doll was there, covered in trash. We ran out of the living room and got his parents. They didn't believe us and told us to go back to bed. We took the doll and buried it in his backyard and made sure it couldn't get out. We went back and talked about it. We couldn't believe what had just happened. We decided to go to his room and get ready for bed. On the bed, there sat the doll, covered in dirt. I tried to call my mom and send her a picture of the doll with the note, but when I tried to get my phone, it shut off and wouldn't work. Josh tried to get his phone, but it shut off too. He got his computer and looked it up if there was any way to get rid of something possessed. Josh found some, but the one that helped people the most was to throw the item in a fire. We tried it, and it worked. Well, we thought the doll wasn't there for at least 2 hours. Josh told me he was tired and went to bed. I went to bed too. After an exhausting night, we got up, but it was different. Josh told me his parents were usually by 10, but we both assumed that his parents were just tired. He went to check on his parents, but they weren't in there. He called them from his house phone. The ringing came from what it sounded like from his basement. He gave me a knife and he took one too, and went down to the basement. We had lights on. But as soon as we got up out of the stairs, the lights shut off. Josh and I ran back upstairs to get flashlights. The batteries had somehow fallen out. We just went downstairs and looked around. It was horrible. The lights came back and saw his parents hanging upside down with cuts all over them. There was blood on the wall. Their blood said, "I'm coming for you." Josh started crying. I told him we had to get out. The lights shut off again. Josh was gone when the lights came back on. I saw the knife Josh was holding. I turned around and saw Josh hanging upside down with cuts on him next to his family. I ran outside crying and looking for someone. I ran back home. My parents were in like hypnotic trance. They had the burned doll sitting down at the table where I usually sit, serving the doll food. I walked in out of breath and ran up to my mom. She looked at me, tilted her head, grabbed a knife and screamed. I ran out of the house and didn't turn around to look. I stopped once I got to the woods. I heard my hypnotized mom calling my name. I started running again. I slipped and fell. I think I sprained my ankle. I limped and tried running, but I didn't see the deep hole covered in leaves. I was positive I broke my leg. I tried to get out, but my mom found me. The night before my 19th birthday, my sister and I were at home in her large house. Her husband was away on a business trip, and the nephews were at their father's house. It had been a quiet night. My sister was reading in her room, and I was texting my friends, a little excited for my upcoming birthday. At 11:55 p.m., my phone rang. It was my boyfriend, calling to be the first to wish me happy birthday. We started to talk about our days, and he was in the middle of a sentence when the call dropped. I pulled the phone away from my ear and saw it was midnight. There was still no service when I tried to call him back, so I went downstairs to use the landline. I dialed his phone number, and the call went through right away.
Hey, baby. Sorry, my phone cut out. Are you having fun?
I almost dropped my phone in terror. It was my boyfriend's sweet voice. Rather, it was a deep demonic rumble on the other end. "Who is this?" I asked shakily.
You know who this is.
I slammed the phone back on the wall and sprinted to my sister's room, so terrified that I jumped into her bed beside her. When she asked me what had happened, I babbled my explanation. To my relief, she didn't laugh in my face. Instead, she rubbed her bare arms and shivered. "I've had a weird feeling since about midnight," she said in a quiet voice. I nodded. Since the dropped call, I'd been feeling tingly, unsettled. We flipped on the TV for background noise and watched for a while. The bathroom light flickered on and off by itself. I was too sleepy to move and too scared to go in my own room. So I drifted in and out for an uneasy sleep for a while. About an hour later, the feeling disappeared. I could breathe more easily and I felt relieved. With no explanation, I crawled back to my own bed and fell asleep right away. The next morning, the first thing I did was call my boyfriend. He answered with a slight worried tone, but told me I'd never call him back. When my sister got the phone bill, there was no record of me sending a call to his number. I still don't know who spoke to that night.